The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to you. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? TGIF, everybody. TGIF. It's Friday, man. We got some great news going on in crypto right now. Got some somewhat decent news going on in the stock market. But yo, I like it. Markets are looking good, man. It's Friday, man. Yo, we love Fridays, man. Because man, get them couple of days off of work, get to do what we got to do. Man, Fridays are always good days, and they're always good days around here as well. So, yo, love Fridays. TGIF to everybody who's out there, everybody who's listening, everybody who will watch this a little bit later. TGIF to all you guys, man. Appreciate you all. Man, what a great day. What a great day. Great morning so far. We're at it. We're doing our thing. We're looking at this market. Trying to make sense of everything that's going on, trying to make sense of where we're going, trying to make sense of all this craziness that's going on in all of these markets, man. And it is damn sure a Friday, and it has been damn sure a week, man. You guys know I got a bunch of housing renovations going on and stuff like that, so my time has been absolutely tied up with that stuff. And as that goes on, you guys know nothing goes according to plan. So the plan is great when it starts, but then once we get moving, nothing really goes according to plan. But yo, it is what it is, man. It's Friday. We love Fridays, and we're in the market, baby. We are in the damn market. Let's go, babe. Let's go. A lot of big news has happened since the last time we streamed on Wednesday. A lot of big news. What's up, Junior? Good morning, brother. Selmo, good morning, brother. TGIF to you, my man. TGIF, how are you? How are you? How are you? Ken, good morning, good early afternoon to you. What's going on with you, brother? How you doing, man? How you doing? You know, how is everybody? Man, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one today. I'm gonna tell you guys. We gonna get into some stuff. But let's look at the Asian market show. They closed. They didn't do too bad. Things are starting to turn around over there a little bit. Looks like they've been in the red for a long time. Looks like they're starting to throw some money back into the Asian markets, which is always a good thing for crypto. European markets, man, can quit taking all of the money out of the market over there in the European markets. European markets aren't looking too hot this morning. Yo, Ken is over there transition money out of the market into the crypto market. Pre-markets here in the United States. Selmo over there selling off on all his NVIDIA. Got the market down. They ain't looking too good. Selmo selling off on his Amazon. He's selling off on his NVIDIA. Selling off on all of that stuff. Come on, Selmo. Quit crashing the market, man. Let's go. But the market ain't looking good. I didn't do nothing. Ken said he ain't do nothing. Yeah, all right, Ken. Taking all them rotating profits, baby. Rotating profits. You and Selma rotating profits. Get your money. Stop crashing the markets, baby. Bring that new money in. Quit crashing the markets. Nike reported. Their reports were all right. But stocks slipped, guys. You had Jerome Powell. Interest rates stayed pretty much level But once people were really started to understand what he was saying in his press conference, the market started to slip back a little bit. One of the biggest things he said, I think that people didn't pay a lot of attention to initially, but got it a little bit later, is some of these people, these big financial analysts, are talking about a slight recession here in the United States coming our way. And what he said was, see what he said was, Selma. What he said was, if the United States goes into a slight recession and it doesn't last long, the Fed's not going to bail them out. But if it's prolonged and it starts to affect the individual's 401ks, things like that, the Federal Reserve will step in and start to bail them out. So, if the United States happens to slip into a recession, that there's going to be a little bit of pain that goes with that, right? So, and the Federal Reserve will not instantly jump in and bail them out, which is the right thing to do. I think the United States has always bailed the Federal Reserve has always bailed out the stock market when it came to a recession, a little bit of a recession, and that just hurts the overall deficit, right? Because you got to print money in order to do that. So if we're going to go through a slight recession, let's go ahead, let's go through it, let's get it over with, let's get it done and over with. And he also was saying, they can't price in what's going to happen with these tariffs, right? There's going to be short paying for these tariffs as well. They can't price that into the market. So once people started to digest all that a little bit, stock market fell a little bit, and it is what it is. It should have. Heat, good morning, Heat. What's up? Let's see here. But yo, it is what it is when it comes to Powell's speech, man. Good morning. Yo, my man, Heat's in the building. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. I mean, you look at it, and if we got to go through a slight recession, we got to go through a slight recession. It is what it is. We're not going to be the only ones. Junior, man, we might be on a downturn here for a minute. I don't think so though. I think we're gonna be all right. I think we'll be all right. I think that everybody's gonna be all right. And as far as Tesla goes, I mean, you see this stock falling backwards, man. But more importantly, people got to chill, man. They're out here burning down Tesla plants and everything else, man. That's not the way to handle business, man. You may not agree with everything that Elon's doing and stuff like that, and you may hate the man. You know what I'm saying? You may hate the man. And I'm going to give you guys my opinion on this. It's Friday. So, we're going to take the gloves off on a Friday. But I'm going to give you guys my opinion on this, man. You may not agree with what Elon's doing. You may not agree with how the United States are going about taking care of their business and all this and that. But you don't start burning down people's car dealership plants, and you don't start setting cars on fire, and you don't go up there and start acting like idiots, and doing all that stuff. You're affecting people's jobs, you're affecting people's livelihoods, and ultimately you're committing a crime. That's against the law. You're committing a crime. It's okay to protest. It's okay to do peaceful protest and all that. I'm all about that. You do what you got to do. Get out there, you protest. But it's amazing to me, people that protesting around 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. You ain't got no fucking job. You know what I mean? You ain't got nothing else to do. But you can't be out here burning shit down, man. And I've never been a fan of that. I never will be a fan of that. And, that to me is just craziness. And, like I said, you don't have to agree. You don't have to agree with what Elon's doing, but you don't gotta be burning stuff down. These lefties are unwell. No, I mean it's common sense, man. You're breaking the law, man. You're breaking the law. You just can't be doing that, man. Don't buy the stock. Don't buy the stock. If you don't want to. Don't buy the cars if you don't want to. Hold your signs. Go out there and hold your signs. Do whatever you want to do. All that stuff, right? All that's cool. I don't have a problem with none of that, right? It's a free open market. If you don't want to buy the stock, you don't want to buy the car, don't. You know, you want to go out there and hold your sign, hold your sign. You know, march up and down the street, do whatever you got to do. But don't be burning people's stuff down. I mean, I mean that's people's jobs, right? So you burn a plant down, and now all of a sudden the people working in that plant or that dealership can't go to work the next day. You just affected somebody's income. You know, for what? What did you do? What did you accomplish? You didn't accomplish anything, but you committed a crime, and you should be in jail. Your motion fish have recovered. He go ahead, dog. I'm glad. I'm glad, man. The world's in the shit. Yo, the world's going through a transformation right now. I really believe that, and it is what it is, and we'll get there, and things will calm down, right? Things will calm down, but we can't act like fools, right? You can't be out here acting like a fool and expect people to take you seriously. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Like that's just craziness, man. What's going on? What's going on with that dealer, the whole dealership thing? That's craziness. Uh, and like I said, you don't gotta like the man. You know, you can hate the man, but you don't gotta be burning stuff down. And that's just craziness. Yeah, it's all destruction, Ken. It's all destruction, and at the end of the day, like the same people that you think that you're fighting for, which is the people, you're affecting their paycheck. What I'm saying you're affecting their paycheck, and that's not cool. That's not cool at all. Nvidia is doing its thing though, as always. As AI starts to take over, Nvidia is doing its thing. It's starting to rebound. I mean, people had a bad taste about Nvidia as well, but you know what? Nvidia is Nvidia. Nvidia is the leader in the clubhouse. There's nobody out there that can mess with Nvidia, and everything AI starts and stops with Nvidia, and they're doing their thing, and they hooked up with GM. They're gonna run their autonomous vehicles, all that stuff. So Nvidia's on a rocket ship to the top. Nvidia might end up being the biggest company in the world. By the time AI is all rolled out, Nvidia may end up being the biggest company in the world. Apple's getting absolutely hammered because it couldn't roll out its AI innovation like they promised. So Apple stock is absolutely getting hired. Getting hammered. They hired a new guy to come in and oversee their AI strategy, but Apple's got a long ways to go, and their stock is showing it. Their stock is getting freaking beat down the past couple days. So I bought some Apple because Apple will come back. Apple's Apple. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's look at where we are at in this crypto market, right? Fear and greed index in at 27, slowly starting to creep up. This is what we want. We don't want that big run to the top. We want that slow grind to the top right now, because then we can if we have a slow grind to the top, we can hold it, right? We can hold it. The dips aren't as big, and all that stuff, so we can hold it. We got the altcoin season sitting at 21, same spot we were on Wednesday, which again isn't a bad spot because remember we were down here in the teens when it came to altcoin season before. So sitting at 21 is not necessarily terrible. Means people are slowly starting to move their money out of Bitcoin, starting to move it into the altcoins. We'll get to the total 3 market cap. You guys will be able to see how the total 3 is starting to run up a little bit, how altcoins are starting to take off a little bit. But be cautious of that because there's select altcoins that are taking off. Not all altcoins are taking off. You got the cryptocurrency market cap sitting at 2.75 trillion right now. Kind of come over here and you look at it. But right around 2.8 trillion is where we keep getting rejected, right? You get up to about 2.8 trillion, you start to get beat down. to right around 2.73, 2.75, right? So once we get right around here, every time we get right around here, around this 2.8, we end up getting beat down pretty good. So if we can get above this line right here, which is this 2.8 trillion, then it's definitely up to $3 trillion in market cap, which is where you want to be. This crypto market should be right around 3 trillion right now. We're close. We're getting there. We're close. We're definitely on our way up there, but we got to beat down that 2.8 trillion where we keep getting smacked. We keep getting smacked down. So, cryptocurrency ETFs, how they performing today? Well, you got Bitcoin right now at a positive $166 million right now. And then you had Ethereum at a negative 12.5 million. So the Ethereum ETFs continue to leak out. The Bitcoin ETFs continue to go up, what does this do? This prolongs Bitcoin season, right? This prolongs Bitcoin season. The more and more that Bitcoin starts to take off, the more and more people, start to buy into it. You get people coming out that are starting to put their money in altcoins, and you get more people coming in to Bitcoin, which again kicks back alt season just a little bit, but we'll get there. We'll get to altcoin season. Slow matriculation into altcoin season, and this is kind of where we want to be. You want to see that slow, like I said, that slow grind to the top. No massive moves. Massive moves to the top will always dictate a big fall to the downside at some point. As you guys can see, you got Bitcoin dominant sitting at 60.6% of the market right now, which is absolutely a lot, right? They're controlling over 50% of the market. You're up to 60%. You got Ethereum sitting at 8.6%, which they just keep losing market share in this market. But you got this Bitcoin dominance. This thing's got to come down a little bit. How far will it come down? That's the question, right? That's the question. We're used to about a 20 to 25% dip as altcoin season takes off in the Bitcoin dominance. I don't think you're going to get that with the ETFs, the strategic reserves, all of that. I don't think you're going to get that big dip in the Bitcoin percentage here as dominance goes. I don't think you're going to get that this bull run. I think you'll see the Bitcoin dominance still stay pretty high, but I think we'll get a nice altcoin run off of that. And this is just because of everything that Bitcoin's got going on, because there's phases to this thing, right? There's phases to cryptocurrency, and something not a lot of people talk about, but we've been in a speculation stage since the day that crypto was launched, right? And what do we mean by speculation stage? Everything that was launched off of speculation. We think this blockchain can do this. We think that this can do this. We think that when we get mass adoption, that this is going to happen on this blockchain, or this token's going to do this during mass adoption. Well, all that speculation, right? Because it never really happened. We were just thinking it was going to happen, right? XRP, it's going to be the biggest money movement crypto in the world when we get mass adoption, right? So, things like that are being said, right? And we believe them or we don't believe them, right? But then you move into regulatory and implementation stage, right? And that's kind of where we are now. We're out of that speculation stage. We're in regulatory and implementation stage, which means you're going to get regulations based around crypto, which we all see. In implementation stages where these blockchains start to roll out what they actually said that they were going to do. And now it's put up or shut up time. Are they actually going to be able to do it? We're no longer speculating, right? We're no longer saying, if this happens, this is going to happen. That's not what we're saying. Where the crypto industry is at right now is we're ready to regulate. Now we're ready to implement. Can you implement what you said you were going to implement? Can you do what you said you were going to do? Right? So guess what's going to happen? A lot of people are going to succeed in that, and a lot of companies are going to fail in that, right? So This is why I tell you guys the top 50 will get shaken up, because I'm telling you, everybody that is, there's some people that are sitting in the top 50 that people believe that they're going to do some of these things, and they're going to fall flat on their face when they do it, when they try to do it. And there's going to be somebody else that jumps in and takes that over for them. It's all speculative. It is until now, Ken, because now you're starting to see the rollout. Now you're starting to see what can be done, because now you're going to start to see crypto integrated into the banking systems. Now you're going to start to see crypto integrated into businesses for blockchain. Now you're going to start to see crypto really start to have to put up or shut up, right? Because there's going to be regulations built around that as well. And can they meet the regulations, and can they do what they said they were going to do? Remember, the ISO 2020 regulations are in effect now. So these guys, one, have to be compliant, and two, have to be able to move what they said that they were going to be able to move in a safe, efficient manner, right? So let that be key, safe, efficient manner. So now, like, let's use XRP for we use XRP because it's one of the biggest names, right? They say, okay, we're going to move cross-border payments in between, here and here, and we're going to do it at this amount of speed, and it's going to be reconciled at this amount of time, so on and so forth, right? So now when all the banks come in and they start using this, right, can you do what you said you were going to do, right? Right? Like, that's not speculative. That's proof. Once this happens, you're going to have to do this, right? And if you can't, then there's going to be somebody else that jumps up there that's able to do it, right? So now you're not speculating anymore. Now you're working off of straight numbers, right? And then once you get past these prove it stages, then you're going to get to mass adoption, right? And once you get to mass adoption, that's where crypto is, right? So you want to invest in speculative when it was speculative, and right now when it's regulatory and implementation. Because if you wait to invest in crypto to its mass adoption, there's going to be exit liquidity for everybody, right? So, like, you have to, this is kind of where crypto is, and that's why people are wondering why crypto is really not taking off, right? Why are all of these tokens not running? Why are we not on the same cycle that we always have been? And the reason is because you're in a whole nother phase. You're in a whole nother phase of cryptocurrency. Can HBAR execute what HBAR said it was going to execute? The answer to that question isn't going to be what we think it's going to be able to execute. It's going to be either you executed or you didn't, right? Because we're going to put you to the test now, right? Can Chainlink bring all of this data together on chain for all of these blockchains, right? We're not going to speculate about that. You're either going to do it or you're not at this point, because this thing's getting rolled out. So, as we say, look at it in phases. It's kind of like building a business. Look at it in phases, and we're just moving to another phase. Let's look at the blockchain data. Let's see what's really going on in these blockchains. BSC is just kicking everybody's butt right now. Just kicking everybody's butt. Let's look at the weekly today, the volume weekly. You're looking at 14.2 billion on BSC. Ethereum, you're looking at 9.6 billion. Look at the difference: 14 billion versus 9 billion. That's a big difference. That's a lot of money. You look at Solana at 8.3 billion. Remember, Solana is sitting up here number one. BSC blowing the doors off of Solana right now. Base sitting at 2.8 billion right now. Arbitrum, I keep telling you guys, Arbitrum keeps playing around in this top 5 spot. It keeps coming up, keeps pulling back a little bit, keeps coming up, pulling back a little bit. Arbitrum could be a major player here, sitting at $2.7 billion of weekly volume right now, right on Base's doorstep, right on Base's doorstep. And these two have been like going back and forth all week. You'll see Arbitrum at 4, base at 5, and vice versa, right? Sway coming in number 6, just under $1.973 billion. So definitely kicking up a little bit over there. But Sonic, watch out for Sonic, guys. Sonic, this is the old Phantom blockchain, and Sonic has just launched Launchpad for meme coins and things like that. They rolled that out yesterday or 2 days ago. They just rolled out their Launchpad and everything else, and we're gonna see where Sonic goes, the old Phantom. But make no doubt, like, this blockchain ain't no joke. This blockchain is fast, it's efficient, it's cheap, it's and it's quick, right? Like, more importantly, it's quick and it's safe. So I don't do a lot of transactions on Sonic or the old Phantom blockchain, but what I can tell you is that damn thing gets all huge rating numbers. It gets huge rating numbers. Yo, I'm clocking in. All right, Junior, go do your thing, brother. Yeah, huge money, man. Huge money, brother. But yeah, so when you're out, watch out for the Sonic chain. It might do something. It might do something here. And one of the ones I don't own it, but I'm sitting back on it. I want to see how fast this thing takes off and what goes on that chain, because could be one that surprises a lot of people. It could definitely surprise a lot of people. Pulse chain ticking up a little bit, up another 35% on 24 hours, up to the 289K, 289 mil right now in weekly volume. So Pulse chain starting to kick up a little bit. See where Pulse chain goes, right? With Richard Heart now kind of getting ready to be in the clear. Let's see where this thing goes, right? So here we are. We're at the bubbles. Yeah, let's talk about Crow for a minute. So, on Wednesday I put out a short, saying that Crow was going to go ahead and 200 exit supply back into the market, which over time it was going to do this, and it was going to dilute the supply, which ultimately would have a price impact on your money, right? Anytime you release more tokens back into circulating supply, it dilutes the price of the token. It's no different than, whenever you print money, it dilutes the dollar, right? Same concept. But since that gets a little interesting about what Crow is actually going to do. So they're going to take this supply that they're going to put back into circulation. They're going to take the damn out of the burn. What was supposed to be burnt, they're going to put back into supply. Now, here's the thing. When you burn tokens, they're supposed to be gone. Crow, I'm going to call it like I see it right now. Crow literally scammed everybody. Because here we are, we think that, all these transactions on chain, you're supposed to be burning the Crow token, right? With all of these transactions. So now all of a sudden you take a vote, which should have never passed anyways, in my opinion, but these maxis come in, these Crow maxis come in and put this thing over the top, which that they had conversations with the Cronos team in order to make this vote pass, because nobody that owned the Crow token for a long time has voted for all of this supply to come back into the market, right? But what gets more interesting is you're going to take what you said was burnt and put it back into supply. You can't do that. If the tokens are burnt, they're supposed to be gone. They're never allowed. They're supposed to be gone. It's like taking $100 bill and lighting it on fire. It's supposed to be gone, right? Never to be spent again. So how all of a sudden do you get to take the supply that you said was burnt and bring it back into circulating supply? that goes against all principles of burning tokens, and which lets me know that Crow, even though it said it was burning tokens, wasn't really burning tokens. They just had them sitting in a wallet somewhere. They weren't really burning tokens. Crow scammed everybody. So my projections for Crow have went extremely down for the year because of this. They went down. Like I don't know how, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it at all. The projections I had for Crow completely went down because of this. And now I can't believe anything that they're saying. I can't believe anything they're saying. Like you can't do. Even Richard Hart made a post and was kind of laughing at Crow because they're like, "Yo, really? You burned them? Now they're coming back? Like that's never supposed to happen, right? Like what kind of blockchain do you got? So you should never be able to reverse a burn, ever. It should never happen. It's and you look at it and they say, well, it's designated for this or it's designated for that, or we're going to slowly put the tokens back into the market, things like that, right? They feed you all this bull crap about what they're going to do, right? But they feed you all this bull crap about what they're going to do, but at the end of the day, what they did was they burnt tokens and they brought them back. It's a disgrace. It is because they scammed I call it a scam. It's a scam. They scammed everybody. They want to see you eat crow. Yo, man, listen. A lot of people are eating crow right now, man. A lot of people are eating crow right now. It's crazy, Selbo. Like, come on, man. It's like what are you doing over there? Like, what are you doing at crypto.com? Did you think that the DeFi community was just going to be like, oh, so you're reinstituting what was supposed to be burnt, and we're cool with that, right? We're cool with that. Like, did they not think people were going to call that out? Yeah, people were going to call that out. Come on, man. I mean, they treat everybody over here like we're idiots. And who's supposed to be voting for that anyways? Like, come on. All right, let's do what we do. Pi got absolutely hammered last night. Down at 86 cents. Got absolutely hammered last night. Sold all my Crow. Yo, listen, my projections for Crow have gone down. They've gone down, extremely down because of this. But yo, Pi down to 86 cents right now. I don't know. Like I always said, that big run, when you have these big runs like this, and make no doubt, Pi had a huge run to the upside. Look at that run. Is always followed by a sell-off. It's always followed by a sell-off. Plus, you have more and more people doing KYC over at Pi. You got more and more tokens coming into the market because people are doing KYC, so all of their stuff is released to them. So, people have been mining Pi for a long time. I mean, Selmo can tell you, like, they've been mining it forever, and people want their money. It's my money, and I want it now. And as they KYC, they're starting to get these tokens released, and they're starting to come back into the market. So expect this to come down a little bit further before it makes its move back to the upside. It will make its move back to the upside again. Pi will be just fine. It's probably going to come down a little bit more just because of that. The more the people that KYC, the more people get their tokens, the more people are going to put them back into supply, right? So just kind of expect that to happen, and it's going to be what it's going to be. You sold all your Crow can ages ago. you know what? I was holding on to a bag. You know what I mean? I was holding on to a bag, and I was like, all right, this thing, let's see what it can do here in the bull run. But I don't know how long I'm gonna hold on to that bag. I mean, it's not a huge bag. It was enough to, if it got to $1 and some change, it'd be a nice chunk of change. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see how long I can hang on to that. Because I don't play them games, Ken. You start lying to people and I'm out, man. Uh, yeah, pie investors got locked down. They got a lot of their pie locked down, but a lot of these guys are taking their pie and they're selling it. I mean, you think about some of these guys in countries over here who don't have huge, where $50 might be their whole weekly salary, and they've been mining pie for a long time, and all of a sudden now they KYC'd and now they get their pie out to them, and they're gonna put it back in the market, you know. Yeah, Ken, man, we don't play that nonsense, Ken. You lie, you out. You lie, you out. Scottish, what's going on, man? Good morning, my brother. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Uh, Shorter pie. Oh, you shorter pie. Uh, Made some money. Good, good. Yeah, that was a good short. You probably still should be in it. You still should probably be in it. If you short it, I mean, because it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's going to continue a little bit more. It looks like it's going to continue downward a little bit more, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing. I think when you ever, like I said, when you ever rocket shit to the top like that, I think you need to have a pullback. Yeah. So I think you should have a pullback, and it's coming. But pie will recover. Right? It's down 26% today over the past 24 hours. 26%. That's a big pullback. I mean, if you want to add to your pie position, like if you've been mining pie forever and you want to add to that position, like there's the time to add to the position. Uh, got H bar dropping under 19 cents, 18 cents again. Market's kind of in a little bit of a funky spot. It's in a little bit of a pullback right now. Not a huge pullback. You don't see a bunch of people just taking money out. Like Bitcoin's still sitting at 84,000, right? Ethereum's still at 1,965. Couldn't hold on to 2K, which I think is kind of crazy. Couldn't hold on to 2K, man. Ethereum's in trouble, man. XRP pulled back, $2.38 right now. The case is over. The pump up. Everybody was expecting this big pump. Once the case was settled and the case was over, everyone was expecting this big, huge pump up for XRP. But you got to remember, like this case is dragged out for so long, and everybody kind of knew that the settlement was already taken care of behind closed doors. They were just waiting to roll it out. So that was already, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, and I'm not a maxi or anything. I'm just a realistic guy sitting here in front of the YouTube, and just telling you my opinion, right? But my opinion, it was already priced into the market. So I wasn't expecting a huge run. I was expecting a little bit more than what we got, but I wasn't expecting this big, huge run up to, like people were saying, $5-10 once the case was over. I didn't expect all that. I think that was a little bit too much. That was a little bit too crazy. I did expect it to break the 250 mark and stay above the 250 mark, and start to build a support line right around the $2.50 mark. And it couldn't stay there. It couldn't hold on. It couldn't stay there. But I'm not disappointed in it either. I think that we have to clear the way for a lot of this stuff. We got to clear the way for a lot of this stuff. So I think we're going to be fine. I think it's going to be fine. I think a lot of people are disappointed. They wanted to sell that. They wanted to sell that news, but I thought the news was already priced in. Played it safe. All right. And nothing wrong with playing it safe, man. Like when I'm trading, when I got my longs and shorts in, I usually play it pretty safe too. I usually get in, have a set amount where I'm going after. Once it hits that amount, I'm out. You know, unless there's something that really tells me to stay in it. But usually I'm just out and I'll look for the next trade. Uh, Yeah, in 11 days, Q2 is about to start. I don't think this crypto market is going to take off till Q3, Q4. I think that's when we're going to start to get our biggest run, and where we're going to start to make the biggest move to the upside. Why you get the sweats, Ken? Why you get the sweats? Why you get the sweats when I say ETH's in trouble? It's in trouble. It's been underperforming the market for a year now. I think Pepe is going to be okay regardless of what ETH does. I think Pepe is going to be okay regardless of what ETH does. I think, you know, I, you can see it. You can see it. We can look at the Pepe chart real quick. You can see where Pepe will kind of outperform. I mean, it's hard to say. I never say any token is going to outperform what it's linked to, right? But if you were to put the Pepe chart over top of the Ethereum chart, you would see that Pepe has better price action than Ethereum, right? A better move to the upside than Ethereum does. There's more gains there, right? So this is the Pepe chart on the daily, right? You can see it's been in this downward channel for a long time. It's been trading down for a long time, right? But when you look at what Pepe's done, and here's where I get really bullish on Pepe. When you look at what Pepe's done over the course of about a week and a half now, right? It's slowly starting to work its way out of this channel, right? It's slowly starting to work its way out of this downward channel right here. Every day it gets a little bit higher and a little bit higher, right? So it's actually making very positive moves to the upside, right? It's making very positive moves. I think the tier one exchanges are what's going to carry Pepe. The same way the tier one exchanges is what carried SHIB. I think that's what's going to carry Pepe. I don't necessarily think ETH will have some effect on Pepe, but I don't think it's going to affect it as much as people think. I watch Pepe intensely all the time, brother. But when you got to look at these charts, right? You got to make sense. Like Scottish is good with this too. Like he looks at these charts and you make sense of it, right? So you make sense of what you're looking at, right? And what you see is this slow, steady move to the upside, right? Slow and steady. Every day it just keeps gaining more and more and more and more and more and more, right? And then you come down here and you look at the stochastic, I can't even say it right, RSI. I don't mess with the regular RSI because it just gives you momentum. It lags in its momentum up and down. This one's a little bit more volatile, right? Plus, you get to see not only the RSI, but you get to see the momentum on that RSI, right? And if you look at this RSI, every time these two lines cross, it makes a move to the upside, or every time these two lines cross, it makes a move to the downside. So you can kind of see where the momentum is headed on a particular project, right? Is it 100% accurate all the time? No, but I would say it's a good 90% accurate all the time. Like you see it cross right here and move to the downside, right? It crossed right here and moved to the upside. It crossed right there and moved to the downside. You see it crossed right here, moved to the downside a little bit, right? Crossed right here, moved to the downside a little bit more, crossed right here, took off, right? So this RSI indicator to me is a little bit more accurate about where a project's going than just a regular RSI, right? So you see Pepe and you look at it, it's getting close. It hasn't crossed yet. It kind of touched each other here. It hasn't crossed yet, But it did the same thing on Wednesday. Kind of crossed here a little bit, traded sideways, and then started to move up a little bit. So Pepe has you know has good momentum moving to the upside on it, right? Come over here and let's compare it to what it's pegged to, Ethereum, and let's look at the difference, right? So when we look at ETH, right? ETH has been trading in this down channel for a while as well, right? But you don't see that steady move to the upside that you see in Pepe for the amount of days, right? It's just not there, right? It's just not there. And it's a long ways away from breaking out of this downward channel that it was in. I mean, it's a long ways away from that, right? Like you got to move all the way up here. This is why I'm saying, like, you see Pepe and you look at it and you go, okay, it's pegged to ETH. You know what's going to happen with whatever happens with Ethereum is going to happen to Pepe. Yeah, to a certain extent, but you look at it, ETH's got a huge, it's overbought right here, but it's got a huge momentum to the upside. So we'll see if he can get back to 2K. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Bitcoin's not doing too bad as far as like it's been on downtrend a little bit. Every time it touches this tunnel, it comes off. We've been trading in this channel forever, but look at the momentum up that Bitcoin has right now. Look at that momentum up. The further apart these lines are, the more momentum to the upside or downside you have, right? Depending on which way they're going. Look at that. There's really no slowdown for Bitcoin right now as far as momentum goes. So definitely like that. But Pepe's fine. Pepe is going to do what Pepe does. Pepe's going to bust zeros. You look at the total 3 market cap. This controls the altcoins minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. We look at $801 billion right now. Came out of its tunnel, right? We were trading on this downward side for a long time. Said we needed 2 candles outside of this, right? We got one. Got one on Wednesday. Got one on Thursday. Friday, we're working on just a little bit of a red candle. See if we can turn this around. But I think we broke out. I think this is why I'm so bullish on where altcoin season is going, because I think we broke out of this total 3. I don't think we're out of the woods yet, though. I think we have this $840 billion that we have to bust through. It tried to test that once, got rejected. Tried to test it twice and got rejected. So we'll see where it goes. 840 bill. We'll see if we can get through there. We can bust through that big momentum swing up here, though. You see the momentum swing up. So we'll see if we can get some more momentum in there today. So I really like where the total 3 is, and this is one of the reasons. Like I said before, altcoin season is here, guys. I mean, it's not here, but we're slowly starting to work our way up to altcoin season, and this is why I can say that with some sort of confidence, because we busted out of this downward channel for and it's been a couple days now, right? It's been a couple days. So if we can keep that momentum, we're going to be good. SPX 6900. You guys know I like this project. I like it pretty good. This thing has actually, and this is one of the reasons why I like it. It hangs on. Sitting at 43 cents right now. Look at this line of support this thing has, and it just builds off of this thing. It just builds off and builds off it, bounces off it, does pretty well, and it's cross-chained. So you can buy it on Base, you can buy it on Base, you can buy it on Polygon, you can buy it on Solana, I think. And so I think I don't know. I own mine on Base just because the fees are cheap. But you see, again, it's oversold, but the momentum is, it's overbought right now, but the momentum continues to swing to the upside on this thing. So we'll see where this thing goes, but I think it's going to be a monster. Ondo, BlackRock. That's all I can say. BlackRock and Ondo. Ondo, when it releases its blockchain, I'm telling you guys, it's going to be a game changer. And for real world tokenized assets. And you can see it's starting its momentum up right now. It's in that red zone. This is where we buy in that red zone, sitting at 82 cents right now. it's a net red. This is definitely a buy zone for Ando right now. So definitely looking good. I think Ando looking good for a nice swing nice swing up here. So definitely like where Ando is headed. Want to get to some of this news right here because I think that there's some news here that's worthy of looking at. And this is what I was talking about earlier about the regulatory and implementation stage, right? So there's a memo that got leaked. Wasn't supposed to be leaked, but got leaked in regards to the Trump administration wanting to wants U.S. aid to be adopted to use blockchain as they restructure that USAID department because they've been robbing us forever. So as they restructure this U.S. aid department, what Trump is proposing is that they move to blockchain, right? They move to blockchain for all of their payments. They use stable coins for all of their payments. They move to blockchain, all of this stuff. Now, this is that implementation piece, right? What blockchain are they going to pick? How is this going to happen? How is this going to roll out? If it's going to roll out, obviously this is just an administrative memorandum, and it's something that Trump is trying to pull off and get these guys on blockchain. Why does he want them on blockchain? Because blockchain is absolute, right? It's absolute. The information on there is what actually happened. There's no spin on it. There's nothing, and it's transparent, right? So if you say you're sending USDC from point A to point B, then guess what? It better show up on a blockchain as it went from point A to point B, right? So when you look at it, and now they want to use stablecoins, blockchain. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm going to go out on a limb right here because it's Friday. So I will go out on limbs on Fridays, But what I'm saying to you guys is don't be surprised. Do not be surprised if this is where you see insert Cardano. I'm just saying, don't be surprised if you see insert ADA here. Not saying it's going to happen, but if they're going to use something outside of, like Selmo's talking, FedNow or something like that, if they're going to use something outside of that blockchain, you can say insert Cardano here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Ken. That's big. But I don't think that this is the only department in the United States that you're going to look at and say insert blockchain here, right? Insert. I don't think that that's what's going to happen. I think that this is just the first one that they're going to say blockchain's better here than it is your average paper system that you're using now is better than that. I think you're going to see more and more of these departments in the United States start to move over to blockchain because they have to, right? Because the United States dollar is worth shit, right? So they have to move over to blockchain. They have to use stable coins. They're going to use stable coins to do it. And that's in this memorandum as they're proposing stable coins. It's going to be USDC. My bet is that it'll be USDC because BlackRock backs USDC, or it'll be Ripple's stable coin, RUSD. It'll be Ripple stablecoin. It'll be one of them two. If not both of them. It very well may be both of them, but it'll be one of them two. It does. It sounds like they could work. Both of them can work, Selmo. But I think this is where you start to get into that Cardano conversation, right? It's scalable. It's big enough. It's been battled. It's been tested, right? Hoskin. Let's call it what it is. Hoskin's slow in rolling things out, but that's just because he tests. So I Broski DM me, Summer. Some three. All right, DM me, man. Man, I'm terrible with my DMs, man. But go ahead, DM me. I'll look for it. But I do think that you can insert Ada. I think Ada would be a perfect fit right here. What do you think, Selmo? Would Ada fit here? I think Ada would fit. I really do. And I think that's why you started to get the all of this isn't by accident. But that's why you started to get the SEC to start to say that Ada was a educational blockchain built for government, right? And I think they're setting the stage for this, right? I think they're setting the stage right here. I think you can insert Ada here. You agree? Yeah, I think this. I just think that that's the fit here, right? XRP is not built for that, right? XRP is not built for doing that type of work, you know. XRP is doing. I think it's okay. All right, yeah, just DM me. I'll look for it. DM me on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. But I think XRP is built for something else. It's really built for moving money around. And I think what they're really looking for in the USAID situation is really not only a money movement type of blockchain, but also an information blockchain where they can store information. They want a CBDC. I don't think so. I think that they're going to use stable coins in place of CBDC. And I've said this for a long time. You don't need a CBDC. If you use stable coins the right way, you don't need a CBDC, right? If you just implement stable coins to the point where, you know, unless they want to control everything, then you move to a CBDC, right? But I think stable coins, you can get there with stable coins, right? You can get to what you're trying to accomplish by being on the blockchain and being digital assets just by using stables. You don't necessarily need a CBDC, but we'll see. We'll see. CBDCs will give you a lot of control. Here's another big move too. Japan's Metaplanet, which is a huge financial, it's a investment company, right? Taps Eric Trump for Bitcoin focused advisory board. So they put a Bitcoin advisory board over in Japan, and this isn't about Trump or anything else. This is really about Japan's biggest financial investment firm, which is Metaplanet, is now going to start. It looks like it's going to start really buying Bitcoin, right? They put this advisory board together. Obviously, Eric Trump's on it, and now they're going to start looking at buying up Bitcoin. Well, guess MicroStrategies, right? Look at MicroStrategies and what it's doing to buy Bitcoin, right? And its Bitcoin reserves. Could Metaplanet be the next big one that's going to start buying Bitcoin like MicroStrategies, right? Like MicroStrategies. Could it be that next big one? CBDCs are terrifying, Ken. It's a matter of how they're programmed, right? They could be, depending on what's inside of the CBDC, will dictate how terrifying, how unterrifying it should be, right? In no two countries, CBDCs will look the same, right? Because the government's going to dictate. Once you get to a CBDC, the government will dictate, what goes inside of that tracking of that CBDC. Let's call it what it is, tracking of that CBDC, right? So no two CBDCs will look the same, but as far as countries go. But I think you can get there with stable coins. I really can. I don't think you need a CBDC. I think you can get there with stables. And I think that's going to be the move. I think that's, because see, when you say CBDCs to people, they do it, they think just like you think right there, Ken. That's terrifying. That's craziness. We don't want a CBDC, right? But if you talk in stablecoin and say stablecoin, people have a different perception of what that looks like, right? And make no doubt, perception is what gets these politicians reelected, right? So it doesn't matter what country you're in, that's what gets these politicians reelected is perception. Um, so, I think, it's going to be hard to push a CBDC, but it's very easy to push stablecoins. Um, as long as they're backed dollar for dollar, right? It's going to be, which is why I don't think USDT will be in play here in a lot of countries. I think it'll be USDC or RUSD. You're going to see, this is where you start to see the rise of RUSD, right? This is where you start to see RUSD really start to put its stake in the ground, right? Um, and this is why I think RUSD came out. This is why I think Ripple was so big on creating that and backing it by the dollar, right? Because they knew that stablecoin regulation was coming, and I think that they also kind of knew moving forward that a lot of these countries' government payment systems, much like USAID, was going to go to blockchain. Look at this advertisement right here. Selmo, Lightchain. What's up with Lightchain, Selmo? What's up with Lightchain? Did you get into pre-sale? Big old advertisement down here for Lightchain. Lightchain AI. Did you get into pre-sale? Final stages of pre-sale right now, Selmo. Final stages. So I think they're in their last stage right now. I put a little bit in there, See what happens. Look at that big old advertisement right there, Lightchain. Lightchain trying to do something. Out here. But yeah, I put a little bit in there. We're gonna see what it's gonna do. I didn't. You didn't. I got in. I did a little bit. We're gonna see. See, not supposed to launch until later on in the spring. So we'll see. We'll see what happens at launch. I put a little bit of Ethereum in there. It's kind of hanging out. See what's up. Elbow laughing aloud at a scam. You called a scam? You called Lightchain a scam? We gonna find out, baby. We gonna find out. It just reminded me with this big old advertisement sitting here of Lightchain on this page. I was like, oh yeah, I threw some money up in there. See what happens. Gonna launch in the spring. Franco, great, good Friday, brother. Happy Friday. But yeah, this is big news. Like Japan's Meta Planet. I mean, you look at it, they start buying Bitcoin. They could be buying as much as Michael Saylor, maybe not on that level, but a good chunk. But this is some big news, and I don't really, you don't really hear a lot of people reporting about this news that just came out though. But this administrative memorandum that got leaked that was never supposed to be out from the Trump administration, talking about you moving USAID to blockchain. This is their proposal, and using stable coins as payments for all of these. Look at there it is again, Lightchain, using stable coins for all of these payments for USAID, so that they're transparent on the blockchain. This to me is bullish, man. I love this, and like I said, I think that this is where you insert ADA. This is where ADA can make. I think that this is ADA's play, and I just think that this is where you see ADA move up the charts. What's up, Big Watch dudes in the building? What's up? What's up? Yo, I got banned from the Telegram too, man. Elmo, I got banned from the Telegram too, man. Light Chain banned me from the Telegram. I asked the question, and motherfuckers booted me, man. They booted me, man. So, so I guess we're gonna see. You know, I mean, it's supposed to launch, you know, this spring. We'll see. I threw some money at it. We'll see what happens, man. A little gambling money, you know what I mean? A little gambling money. We'll see what's gonna happen. Uh, but I just think it's crazy. Like we pull up these articles, and here they are. They got their advertisement sitting right here. You know. Woke up late, lazy. You late being lazy. You say RLUSD? Could be. I think it's between them and USDC. Um, I think they're both gonna play a big role in government but I think RLUSD didn't launch for nothing. They launched for these moments, right? They launched for these moments right here. So yo, if they do put it back together though, Big Watch, it's this is they're trying to push this all the blockchain, all payments on blockchain, everything on blockchain. And you know how they put it back together. I don't think you're going to see it put back together the way that it was. You know, the way that it was. I think there's going to be some guardrails around that. But if they can put it together and put it on blockchain and make all these payments, they want to make these payments with stable coins now. With USAID, they want to start moving stable coins and have all their information on blockchain. Yeah, you know, it is. You need. Here's the thing: you knew USAID. You need USAID to a certain extent, right? It's just a matter of what you do with it, how you what you do, how you do it, and are you transparent with the money, right? Are you transparent with the money? Uh, and you know, if we're transparent with the money that's being spent and where it's going, and you're using stable coins, and our LUSD and USDC will, you know, I think it may very well may be our LUSD because, you know, it very well may be, but BlackRock's not going to lay down with USDC for all of these governments. But I just think that this is the first one. This is the first department in the United States here that you're going to start to see move to blockchain. I think there's going to be more, right? There's going to be more that move to blockchain just for the transparency and the movement of money. I just think that this is the first one, you know, and like I said, I think ADA is perfectly positioned for this. That makes sense. Yeah, it kind of does, man. It really does kind of make sense. Big Watch. I like the move, but like this administrative memorandum was never, somebody leaked this. It was never supposed to be out. Somebody leaked it, and the White House hasn't denied it. You know what I mean? So, you know, obviously, if it was leaked and it wasn't true, they would have came out and debunked it. But it really, they haven't said anything about it. So, you know, they know it's out there. They know it's leaked. So I was waiting to see a report that said that, you know, oh no, this isn't accurate. It's not right. I just think that it is right. It's exactly what they're trying to do. The space program. You want to scrap the space program? Uh, very well. I mean, it very well could be. I mean, it's damn near privatized now. When you look at the space program, it's damn near privatized now, right? Like you look at SpaceX, you got Jeff Bezos with Blue. You know, I mean, it's damn near privatized now. So you know, I can definitely see some more privatization going on with that. You know, uh, so but this is the stuff I look for is where can you insert blockchain into this government to make it more transparent, right? So these are the things I get excited about, right? This is what excites me because I think there's more to come. And you know, I definitely think that there's more to come with that. But where are we at with this market before we get out of here today? You know, like I said, we got Bitcoin sitting at 84,165 starting to come up as the morning goes on. Ethereum $1,970. Can't hold on to 2,000. Can't hold on to 2,000. We'll see if it can break above 2,000 today. Looks like it's good on the hour. We can see if it breaks above 2,000 today and can stay there. We'll see. You know, fucking losing hope, man. And then we got XRP sitting at $2.39 right now, starting to come up on the hour. Let's see if we can get above that 250 mark. That's a mark that XRP should be above 250 right now, and it should be able to stabilize itself above 250. So let's see if we can get there and get that 250 mark and start to build some support there. BNB is absolutely crushing it right now, sitting at $636. BNB's crushing it on chain. BNB's crushing it, and obviously on the price. Didn't know it was. Yeah, well, I mean, the government's funding a lot of what SpaceX is doing, but actually going out and building rockets and stuff at NASA and stuff, that's not happening. So that's why I say it's damn near privatized right now because SpaceX is building the rockets and they're sending them into space. And the only thing the federal government's doing is subsidizing that a little bit. So, you know, I mean, but NASA itself really doesn't have a whole hell of a lot to do with what SpaceX has got going on. And when SpaceX has got to go up there and rescue the people that you left up there, it doesn't look good for your future. Solana starting to slip back to $126 right now, starting to slip backwards a little bit. Solana's losing volume, price starting to come down a little bit. See if Solana can make a recovery here when it comes to volume. When Solana's down, it tells me that there's not a lot of money moving across pump.fund. You got Cardano sitting at 71 cents right now. Again, ADA, we just talked about ADA and how it can benefit the government right now. We'll see where this price action goes. Been on a nice little run this year, so we'll see. Tron sitting at 23 cents right now. We holding stable there still. Chainlink's holding on to this $14 mark. Gonna be key for Chainlink to hold on to this $14 mark right now. I think it can. It's got to move to the upside. Stellar sitting at 27 cents right now. Definitely Stellar. I think's got a nice little run in it. I think Stellar is going to move, and it's going to move pretty good here in this as the bull market starts to go on. We'll see. We'll see where it can go. I really do believe that Stellar's got a 10x in it from right here. Where it is. It's sitting at 27 cents right now. 10x is only $2.07, and it only puts the market cap at 70 billion. It's 70 billion. So I do think it's got a 10x in it. Am I right there? No, 80 billion. It puts it at about 80 and a half. You know, so I don't think that that's too far fetched. H bar slips below 20 cents down to $18, 18 cents and 18 cents, 18.4. See where H bar goes. H bar's had a nice run, in it past couple months. Obviously it's coming down and consolidating right now. See where the bottom of that is and where it consolidates. I think it's right here, right around the 18-cent mark. I don't think you'll see it get much lower than that before it makes its next move back up. AVAX, I'm a big AVAX supporter when it comes to gaming. One of my biggest gaming plays in that $18.59 right now. Definitely down from the $20 to $22, $23 it was at, but definitely a good DCA opportunity or a good entry point for AVAX. Sway, holding on, 226 right now. Holding on. Lost 6% yesterday. Took a beating yesterday. Took a nice little beating yesterday. We know Pi took a big beat yesterday. And we looked at that. It's down to 87 cents. Lost 25% of its value yesterday, but I do believe that this is actually good for Pi to pull back a little bit before it makes a. I think it will make another run up. We'll see. We'll see where it heads. Radium is launching a pump fun style pad. Radium's gonna launch its own pad. Radium needs to fix its own freaking swap. That fucking thing is slow and archaic. Radium's got its own issues before it should be launching anything. It needs to fix itself. It's slow. Radium is slow. Kronos right here. We talked about Kronos and how they just scammed people. I don't care what you guys say. I call it a scam. It's a fucking scam. They scam people. And they talk about all these tokens that were burnt that now all of a sudden they're going to put back into supply. That's not burning tokens, man. That you scam people when you said you were burning tokens. So now they're going to put 200% of the tokens that they said that they were burning back into supply. That's not a burn, man. That's a scam. So I don't care. Call it what you want. That's what I'm calling it. But yeah. But watch out for Sonic too, though, because Sonic is launching its own launchpad for meme coins. That Sonic, that old Phantom blockchain that now they're calling Sonic. It's fast, it's efficient, it's stable, and they just rolled out DApps to have their own launchpad for meme coins, have their own launchpad for stuff like that. So Sonic, I think, is going to make a move. How far up will it go? I don't know. I don't own any Sonic, but I'm watching it. I'm watching it real close because I may jump in. And Sonic could make a really strong move to the upside. Ondo sitting at 82 cents right now, taking a pullback yesterday, but Ondo's going to be just fine. We looked at the chart. We looked at the momentum up. It all looks good. OM sitting at $6.43 right now. The other real world tokenized asset platform, I think it's sitting pretty well right now and holding on, man. And I think that's exactly what this market is doing right now, is it's holding on. And I think that's exactly where we should be. You see the total 3 market cap continue to start to go up, continue to start to rise. You see Bitcoin gaining legs. You see Ethereum still dumping dick in the market like they always do. Freaking project. But everybody else is really starting to do well. So other than that, man, let's go ahead. Let's get out of here. Let's do this again on Monday. Stay tuned. I'll try to keep you guys updated over the weekend on what's going on. And, housing renovations are housing renovations. We'll get through them too. So you guys have a great day. I'll check you guys out on Monday. And let's go ahead. Let's get in. Let's get after it. Let's make this money. Everybody have a great TGIF. We up out of here. Bye.